And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK Show, and this is going to be episode 486. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great weekend that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK Show, I am going to be having a conversation with Home Cave Media, and this is going to be his first appearance on the show. So I was, on one of my days off, I was just at my second desk with my previous computer set up, and I just went on Facebook and went in a bunch of groups that I'm in, and then I just typed up an ad, technically without paying, because you can get the paid sponsored ads. Well, I don't pay for that shit. And then I pretty much just like copied and pasted what I wanted out of each group. So looking for people that, like football, like basketball, NBA, NFL. So I need some people to be guests and co-hosts for the sports podcast I have, which was, esports, which is mostly, talking about League of Legends. And, now I transitioned it to something else. Well, having it a hybrid of both, as they say. And then I also put out this kind of, ad for, comic books, movies, TV, all that other stuff, actually. Because, it's always good to, branch out and find different people. And oh my goodness, you get the ones like, Home Cave, where everything hits off good. Everything's good. It works. You just got to just get the initial, day of it ready, right? You got to just be like, hey, this is my time zone. It's your time zone. Let's set it up. And then, things happen where this was supposed to happen, I think, last week, but freaking hell, got called into work. As you guys know, I'm a black guy that works. Crazy, right? So got to go to work sometimes when the boss asks because, well, money, you kind of need that to buy these comic books. As you guys know, these PayPal Pay in 4s don't pay themselves. Let's just say that, actually. We don't pay full price around here initially up front. PayPal Pay in 4 is the best when it comes to this shit. But, I was like, you know what? I think it's good to have another person to review and read comic books with because we have Dingus already. Me and Laps can barely do it now, even though he was here originally. We don't have any problems, but as you know, he has a whole different schedule now. So it's been hard to get him on the show. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go through the weeds of these comic book groups to ask, like, hey, you want to read and review comics here? Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Manga can be included too. I have a lot of manga myself. Actually, I had more manga growing up than comic books because, well, I live in a city where we don't have a comic book shop, and the closest one is 30 minutes down the hill. So I've had more manga growing up than comic books. So, then the very first post was this guy saying, review what comic books? Holy shit. Which ones do you think? Could be anything. Yeah, that's the point of the damn post. It could be anything. I don't know what you like. It's supposed to be generally ambiguous enough where you're interested. You're like, he's good looking, rich, and successful. I want to do this with him. You see my point? See? It's all 30. It's all. What's that chair that Batman was sitting in that one story arc? Or he was in that Mobius chair, whatever it was fucking called. And he was just all knowing. He just knew everything. See, that's what I'm doing right now. I all knowing, 300 IQ. Every move I do is thoroughly planned out. I'm like thinking 5 steps ahead. I'm like Shikamaru from Naruto. We're just thinking 5 steps ahead, But so as you guys have seen with the Cloud9 podcast and this one, if you see any new faces that may appear on the show and more consistently, because I'm looking for people to do content with. Now, keep in mind, we don't have to agree on everything. I actually don't like if we agree on everything. That's actually the best about this, Let's say if, I don't know, I thought the Killing Joke sucked ass, which I don't think it's a really good story, actually. And someone said, well, I think it's overrated slop. All right, cool. Tell me why it's overrated slop. I want to hear the opinions. I just don't have that person where it's like, all new comic books suck. Which ones do you read? None. Your opinions are relevant. No offense. I think your opinions are relevant, honestly. And if you say every book is bad and you only read like 3 titles. Okay, so this, and this, dude, you can tell what a tourist is. Because a tourist will say all books are bad. Okay, which ones are your pull list? I have these 4 books. So all books are bad, and you have less than 10 books on your pull list, and then the entirety of the line of all comic books get judged because do you guys know what that is? That's called good Lord. That's called anecdotal evidence, right? That is literally what anecdotal evidence is. You're taking a small sample size and applying it to man. Keep in mind, what is good and bad is subjected to everyone anyway. Keep in mind, if you think the whole line is bad, if you want to have that opinion, I better be seeing like 10 or 12 books on your fucking pull list if you're going to say that. Not like Hey, what books are you pulling? I'm just pulling Batman and Superman and X-Men and Spider-Man. Shit. Fuck. What a great sample size we're going off of, because obviously that represents the entire industry, obviously, is just those characters, which I can understand to a certain degree, but it's come on.
It kind of does in Marvel, if you think about it. Everything is Spider-Man and X-Men now.
You know what's funny about Marvel? So they restarted their fucking Amazing Spider-Man series, even though that shit is never out of the top 5 anyway. So on the ICV2 charts, they're in the same spot. I still don't understand. They restarted their Amazing Spider-Man comic series after Zeb Wells' run was over and 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. And we're saying to us, why not just let it keep going, though? But it makes because they want to relaunch it back to a new number 1 with a new writer, even though Joe Kelly had already had a Spider-Man run he already did a long time ago. New writer. Guy already had. This is how desperate they are for Spider-Man these days. They're recycling people who have already had runs on the character. Now, keep in mind, that's not a foreign concept. Greg Rucka did a Wonder Woman run, and then he did another one in the DC Rebirth Initiative. But, like, dude, you feel like Spider-Man, this is the biggest character of all time. Maybe bigger than Superman and Batman. There should be people lining out the door to write that character. No, it turns out one more day has still affected Marvel's continuity. Also, we know from Nick Spencer's run, my boy Doctor Strange tried retconning that shit, but the what's it called? The fourth wall broke. One above all said no.
I don't have anything on me, but it's the money, and that's why they do it. Have you ever noticed that with Spider-Man though? It's like every special issue is like $3 more. Number 1, it's usually about $2 to $3 more.
Well,
it's like number 10. Yeah. And number 20, 25. Yeah. And it's like, oh, this is actually number 750 in the all long run. And it's like, we better number this one and charge $3 more on that.
Oh, I hate
that's what they do.
Whenever I would used to do like Spectacular MSK on my comic book channel, where I would just go through the solicitations every week, it was so annoying having to read like, this is Detective Comics. No, so it'd be like Nightwing issue 130, but it's actually legacy number like 700. Like, why can't we just keep the actual number on there? I don't get this. Like, what's crazy is DC put the numbering back. Remember when the New 52 started and they did all new number 1s? They put that shit back. Rebirth was like, Rebirth was that ultimate Wizard of Oz meme from the movie where it's like, pay attention, nothing to see here. Let's move on.
A New 52 was a great concept idea.
It truly was.
Think about how long their numbers were. Their numbers were so far, and people weren't wanting to actually get into DC. And it's like, what do we do? What do we do to bring people back? Let's redo the whole universe. Okay. It brought people in. Was it all good? Nah. That's here and there. But
I understand the concept. I could see if someone pissed and they go, okay. My biggest problem with it is that they should have just let that be if that was just their very first ever alternate universe, I think it could have still went to this day. The concepts were there. The ideas were there. It's just, I think this is what happens because I think because you've been alive a long time. Do you remember like hype with stuff used to be so different, like with movies, TV, anime, anything? Hype was so different back then. When things hit, they just hit, and they were some of the biggest things. And I remember when the New 52 dropped, it was big. Like, people were like, oh shit, this is essentially my jumping on point for DC. And remember the stories where you go through some of those documentaries, creators are like, yeah, I had my book done, but I couldn't release my book until that was another stupid thing. You guys remember, a creator couldn't release their book unless the other guy before them had released their book. It's like, what the fuck, Lord? That's so dumb. Who thought of that?
Superman and Action Comics were probably the worst when it came to it, because they were like a year apart for like the whole run, and they're like, oh, we can't do that story yet because that story hasn't announced the stuff that happened there. They're like, we can't say this because he hasn't been there yet. It's like, motherfucker.
All right, so like, since this is your first time on the show, we'll do your origin story, so that way when you come on and we, read and review whatever collected edition you have in your 15,000 books, good fucking God, I'm
selling them. I'm selling some of them if anyone wants them.
Don't sell them. Keep them all. Actually, you can use them for you have a chimney? Use it for that. There you go. You need why get wood? You can use your omnibuses. If you do that, I'll cry. Actually,
I'm actually selling my books so I can buy omnis.
Oh my God, man!
That's what I'm doing.
All right, so let's start it here. So, how was your life growing up, and how did you first get into comic books? Did you have a store around you? Did you see them on a spinner rack at like a gas station? What is your origin story? And is it going to get retconned the next time I see you? Like, well, secretly, I was actually born in Africa, and I actually fought tigers to get out of because how retcons work actually.
I'm not going to do a Marvel or DC here, but let's see. My dad was a big time 80s nerd.
Okay.
So he was into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So whenever I would see him, we would watch Turtles. He would buy me Turtle stuff. And I was like, Turtles are cool. And then I was at real talk. I was at a Salvation Army or something. One of those stores. I was young. There was a Youngblood #1 there. And my cousin bought it for me. I was young. I mean, I'm an 89
the original
baby. Yeah.
Rob Liefeld, Youngblood.
Yeah.
The one that sold like $1 million for him and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
That was the very first actual comic book I ever read. That's why
what year was that?
Is dear to me. 92.
And what and how old are you?
I was probably like in kindergarten. I started reading really young.
Okay, good lord. So you were also born in the 80s too?
89. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So yeah, I don't know exact what year that was, but I was like kindergarten, first grade ish when he bought that for me. So I mean, it wasn't when the #1 actually came out. It was later on. But it's like I knew what comics were like when I was a kid. Everyone knew what comics were because I mean, 90s comics were huge in the 90s. I just never picked one up until that one, and that's what got me into them. So that's why 90s Image is so dear to me, and that's why I'm doing the 90s Image hunt, as I put it.
Single issues or collected editions?
Single issues except Spawn. I decided to get rid of all my Spawns.
So for Spawn,
compendiums.
Are you just getting compendium? Yeah. I bought the very first Spawn compendium. I need to buy the rest of them. I know 7 just came out, and that is all the way up to issue 350. So they're not. Then compendium A ain't coming out for a minute.
I like the compendiums and Spawn. Okay, so I originally bought the Spawn trade paperback, the first one. I don't know if you remember when that came out. It was missing like 2 issues in it because they weren't wrote by McFarlane. And it was like a whole legal thing, and they couldn't put those in that issue. And I was like, what do I do? Because I'm backtracking a little. I've had Spawn issue 1 3 times. It's been stolen 3 times.
What the hell happened?
I don't know. I know one guy who stole it twice. It was my mom's ex-boyfriend's son, and he kept stealing my comics. I was like, dude, steal any of them except Spawn. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, that book is hard as hell for me to find here.
It's also worth a lot of money too.
It's like I can find it anywhere now, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everyone has it, but they want to charge like $30 for it most of the time, and I'm like,
$30. Good lord, yeah.
I'm cheap. So I'm like, that book was overprinted, and you're charging $30. But no, so I bought the trade of that, and I was like, damn, it's missing those issues. So I went and found those issues, and then I started buying all the Spawns again. And I was like, fuck. And then I got volume 2 and 3 that went with that. And I quit buying them for a while because I got out of comics because adulting,
What?
Bills.
You have to go be an adult. You have to go be an adult.
I had to be an adult. So
crazy.
And then I learned about the compendiums, and I was like, well, shit, I'm just going to start getting those. And that's why I'm not doing the Spawn, though. Everything else is free range. All of them.
So for Spawn, you're just doing collected editions. That's it. Yeah, and that's probably the best way to collect them, too, because I was also reading that on like Reddit somewhere, where in the first Spawn compendium or the second one, there's a story arc that happens where it kind of it begins and then it jumps into a certain other place. And they're like, well, where's those other issues? Like, that's the problem with comic books, because I have bad OCD, and I like to, I for the most part can deal with it. I just need to start at the beginning of something, right? But if there's a point in the story that I'm reading and it and it jumps to another point, and I didn't see the other middle part of it. My brain's going, what? It's like an Absolute Power, who actually bought that hardcover. Remember that part where Batman is getting those mother boxes that they have to get to stop Amanda Waller's plan? They don't have those tie-in issues in that hardcover, but now they're gonna be in the omnibus that's coming out in a few months, and it's like okay, I obviously understood what happened. It's like he went and got them with the other Justice League members to stop her plan. Like, yes, your brain can comprehend that. It's just like, but when you're reading a story, you want to see how it unfolds. It's just how that happens. It would be like if you were watching like Smallville and you would watch like season 1, and then all of a sudden you're in like season 8 when they're fighting like Doomsday. You'd be like, what the fuck? What the hell happened there? You know, like, I'm sorry, comics need to do a better job of that. And I don't even care if they double dip. I don't give a fuck about that. Double dip all you want. My wife gets double dipped in by her boyfriend all the time. I have to just deal with it. But a lot of people gotta understand there's tie-ins and double dipping because it makes the story more complete. And you need that. I'm sorry, people, but it double dips and I'm paying for the issue again. Guys, these comic books, if you were to buy them single issues, cost $1. Stop being a broke dumbass. These are $1. What are the wrong with you?
I mean, I do have a question. You said you had Spawn Compendium #1.
I think so. I bought it somewhere. It's somewhere in here.
Have you read it yet?
Not yet. You know, read comics. What would you be reading comics?
Right.
You buy comics to read. I buy the LARP. Come on.
You remember that I forgot what issue it was exactly, but it was like issue 6, let's say, for example. It kept getting pushed back, but he released like 7, 8, 9, 10, and then it was like 6 came back, the original run. I wonder how they put it in the compendium, if they actually put it in the right order or release order.
They better.
You know, that confused the hell out of people when that came out. Like, you're reading one thing, and then it's like the next one you read is like, the fuck, did I miss an issue? How?
A whole different story arc. It just begins. They're like a whole new story just begins. Or like with Invincible. I remember with those Invincible hardcover library editions they did like a while ago. They had to re-release volume 3 because the spines for what they're trying to show on the back didn't match. Then they re-released it and it's not fixed. It's just, it'll look so out of place on a shelf but no one's gonna see it on a shelf. It would mostly be turned around the other way. It's just, I'll advise you guys, go and watch Omar's video about it. I'm good. Invincible compendiums for me. I'm good.
I'm thinking about getting the compendiums in those because I have the Lunar account now, so you know.
Oh God, man. So what made you want to start a YouTube channel? Was it just to sell your books actually?
No. Okay, so I started out, it was funny, you're talking about movies and stuff. I started out as a movie guy. I don't know if you can see my big ass cardboard right there.
I do.
That's Scream 5. That's from the movie theater, Scream 5.
Shit.
Yeah, it's and then all behind me, those are all movies. You thought my 15,000 comics was a lot. I have almost 20,000 movie. I have like 20,000 movies.
I kind of picked up on that because your name is Home Media Cave. Pretty sure you like preserving the physical media side of things.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, so I started out. I don't know if you've ever heard the YouTube channel Serial at Midnight. I started talking to him a lot. He's big into like classic film, and I mean the company I work for, VCI Entertainment, is a movie company. So I've been in the movie world with that, and so I'm a big movie guy on top of the comic nerdness and video gamer. I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades, to tell you the truth. But I started out as a movie YouTuber, and
what made you kind of not want to do it?
There's just a lot of them, and I don't know. People, like, I don't care if no one agrees with my opinions of things. I like movies that people hate.
So I don't. Common one would be like what? The Room. It's like a Nicolas Cage movie.
The Room's not Nicolas Cage.
Is it Nicolas Cage? No,
it's that one guy.
Oh fuck! Or no, if you say you like Catwoman, oh my god.
Okay. I like the original 4 Batman movies, and a lot of people hate those. Well, they're not original because if you go original, it's the freaking
66.
Adam West. Yeah. But you know, when everyone says original 4, you know what ones we're talking
about. Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher ones. Yeah.
I like them all. I don't care about the nipples; those cracked me up. But I like the aspect of them, like the colors and the surroundings. So I'm weird with. I mean, if you looked at my logos, they're all like neon 80s. So
yeah.
I'm big on like those kind of colors, those vibes. And just the way that movie was filmed, was it a good movie? No, the last one was not great, but I still enjoy it. And I created a thing, and one day I will put it on my YouTube channel. I always talk about it. 1001 movies you must see before you die. That's an actual book, but I made my own version of it.
Okay.
And I'll eventually do that. It's a lot of movies, because I mean, even in the book, it's not 1001. It's like 1300 movies in the book. So my list is like 2000.
Because I think the issue around movie discourse is there's always these perceived notions and narratives surrounding these movies, depending on how many people dislike and or like them, that they don't allow any other opinions to enter like the sphere.
Yep.
Like if someone came out and they said they didn't like The Thing from John Carpenter, his remake of the original, which is considered like one of the best movies ever made, despite it bombing initially and it not being liked. And keep in mind, everyone likes to use that movie as an example while not understanding and taking away anything about like the narratives around it. People factor in, it bombed theatrically, wasn't liked by, well, people say critics, right? So we'll say the general critic didn't like it. But on home media, retroactively, many years later, it is considered like one of the best films ever made. The storytelling of that movie is like absolutely phenomenal. But keep in mind, guys, a lot of you guys have to understand this, though. It's like, yeah, narratives can change. Like, just be open to that. Narratives can change on a movie. Now, if you're like the Disney sequel, Star Wars trilogy, that's probably never going to change. But like even the prequels, right? The prequels narratives haven't really ever changed. They're still as divisive as ever. Like for me, in my life, the Star Wars prequels, some loved them, some hated them. It wasn't like the original trilogy where it had universal praise. It wasn't like that. The Star Wars prequels, to me, it really just depends on where you grew up at and who you were interacting with.
With those, that was not, I wouldn't say my childhood, because I was what, 99? I was 10-ish, so I guess I was a child still. But those were my Star Wars films.
Yeah.
Like parents of kids then, it's like theirs were, of course, the original trilogy. That was my trilogy. That's what I grew up to. So I actually really like episode 1. Episode 2, I kept falling asleep through.
Episode 2 is just, not only is it not good, it's just boring. Like I remember I first time watched
episode 1
it,
was good.
Like I watched Attack of the Clones the first time. I was like, it's like that meme. That person's like, does this ever get good? It was back in my head the whole time. I was like, does it get good? And it didn't. It never did. And then there was just the cringe. Like the acting already is pretty sus. And then when he's just like, I love you so much, even though I barely know you at all, and actually never spoke any words to you. Oh God, Hayden Christensen, what are you doing? Paychecks are a bitch. Let's just say that.
They should have done what they did with the original trilogy, to tell you the truth. They should have kept Darth Maul. I think it would have been so much better if you would have kept him through all 3 of them.
Yeah, he could have had him as the central bad guy for all of them. Yeah, that makes it better.
And I'm like, getting rid of him in episode 1 was just terrible. And then we had that time jump that was like crazy stupid. It's like, dude, they haven't done that kind of time jump in any of the trilogies, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, and then
it was just that mid one.
Don't forget the legendary character Jar Jar Binks. Just can't forget that guy.
He's amazing. I have over here on my wall, I have all my episode 1 figures. Because, episode 1 figures are cheap. You can buy them for like $5 each still in package. I opened them all. But because they're cheap and they display really nice. I have the Jar Jar Binks. I have, he just doesn't stand up. He keeps falling.
So when it comes to, okay, we'll do movies and then we'll go back to comics then. So movies recently, as you know, have not done so well, let's say financially, box office wise. So what do you think there's a reason for that is? Now, to be fair, as I want to make sure people know, these are nuanced conversations. Multiple things can be true at a time. Do you think the general quality of movie has gone down in the like, let's just say like the 2020 period? But to be fair, you could argue maybe movie quality has gone down since like the mid 2010s, honestly.
Yeah, it's AI. And that's where I think AI is ruining a lot of movies. People are using, okay, so we're going to jump a little to WWE, and this is just part of it, because writers are using AI to help write the story in WWE now. So I think a lot of writers can't think of new concepts, so they're like, hey, ChatGPT, help me with this idea I have, and they're using AI to help them. And I think that's starting to, because, okay, you'll watch a new movie and you'll be like, hey, this movie is kind of like that one movie. And you won't know what it is, but you feel it. You're like, I feel like I've seen this before. It's because I really do think they're using AI, and AI is good. I like it. I use it for stuff. I used it to design my character. But
oh, it's cool.
It's like I use AI, but AI literally pulls from stuff out in the world, like openness in the internet.
Right.
Like, so it's pulling info from other stories. So it's like, that's why you feel like you've seen it before.
Yeah. Because I think
nothing's original in movies now. And that's why I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because I think at this point now, people got to understand, I think most ideas have been, I would say a good amount of most ideas have been done. I think at this point, you're always going to see most, not just like remakes and reboots. I think you're going to see always a person that's doing a movie or writing a movie, directing it, producing it in that aspect. They're always going to be inspired by another movie. That's why I stopped. That's why that criticism for me never really went super far, because I felt like when we were in like 2019 going into like now, or even a little bit before then, you're like, what other idea hasn't been done? Honestly, you think about it, it's like, think of all the ideas that they've had in many movies you've watched and ones that you haven't watched. It's like, what other idea couldn't be done? Like it'd be so hard to just create an original concept out of nothing, and then keep on not just doing it, writing it very well, making it big. So like you have the movie, it's like, does this appeal to a lot of people? And then you might, I also think a lot of movies come out wrong place, wrong time. Because like you could have the best movie, the best concept, but it just come out at the wrong time, right? Like obviously, we just said earlier, The Thing is another good example of that. Great movie, great concept, just wrong time and wrong place. That's why I even tell people, hey, there might be some newer movies that have come out and not done so well, but keep in mind, these might be considered classics in the future. I mean, maybe not the shark movies, but
these were just all right beside me. If this tells you
Midsommar, that's the one with Florence. That's the cult movie with Florence Pugh. That one is generally misunderstood, I do feel like.
Oh yeah, but it's like, what all these have in common, right?
All four of these movies, all horror movies, essentially.
You can't see it; it's too small. But A24.
Oh yeah, they're 20.
They're one of the companies that's doing good movies, kind of. I feel like they're starting to sell out too and run out of ideas. I feel like they were coming up with good ideas. So,
are you gonna watch this is one movie my friend told me about last year. It's called The Room, or it's called Rooms or something. It's with the black guy who played Mordo in Doctor Strange. I think it's coming out this month, or it's coming out next month, I think.
So when it comes to new movies, for me, I have 3 kids, and my 2 daughters are always around me. It's funny me getting time without them right now. So I can't go to the theater anymore.
Yeah, you just.
So I'm like,
to do it too. Actually,
dude, I was a manager at AMC like a few years back, and I hated it because like I'm seeing like these families go out there, and around here, you can tell who has money, who doesn't, and who's using their little bit of money, and I'm just like, man, you stubbed your toe. Here, let me give you a free popcorn voucher or something. Yeah, like I felt bad for some people. I'm like, man, I see they're like pulling their money and like when their kids are like, Daddy, can I have this? And they're like, no, not now, not now. I'm just like, man, our popcorn doesn't cost anything, and we're selling a bucket for like $15. I'm like, damn, dude, like, here, take my free popcorn I get every day.
But since you worked in the theater business and were you a manager, or were you just a regular crew member?
I was a manager over marketing. That's why I have the big ass sign.
Good luck. Because the thing is, that's how the theaters make their money, is the concessions. Because I know when people say like, but why they got to charge like $5 for a soda, and all, well, that's how they make their money. That's just because if you guys don't know, to be fair, they take a percentage of the box office tickets from the studio, but that doesn't go to the theater though.
No.
All that stuff is chopped up and divided amongst production companies, sponsors.
They just buy the movie basically. They release out. They pay like AMC pays the studios to use the movie basically.
Yes, yeah.
If they don't get the money back, then they're SOL. They lost money.
Right, and that's why people got to understand when you factor in, like, because everyone likes to be like these box office gurus and they're predicting numbers. Most people don't even factor in the theater takes 50% of those ticket sales. And for what I know, because I've tried to look through most of this, that's negotiated. And keep in mind, as you mentioned before, movies don't make enough money like they used to. That could be negotiated higher because you have to ask for more money based off the risk. So like, yeah, right now it could be 50%. Next 5 years, when movies don't perform very well, they could be asking for 60% of the ticket sales in the near future because keep in mind, like you said before, they have to pay for this movie. They're going to take a loss on it. They're going to have to ask for a higher portion of the ticket sales. They have to. How are you going to make your money back? And keep in mind, how many movies have these movie theaters paid for, and it's been bomb after bomb after bomb? That can look good on a financial spreadsheet. I mean, wasn't AMC? Didn't it just happen like a few weeks ago where they had this quarter earnings report where they lost like $300 million, something crazy like that?
Yeah, I mean, look at all when you were a kid, how many movie theater franchises were there? You know,
quite a bit.
There's there's like what we have 4 major ones, I think.
Yeah, it's Cinemark, Regal, AMC, and then you have like your smaller local kind of big ones. Like we have like Big Place Entertainment. That's like another little smaller, bigger one. Like there's not many. There's probably less. You know, like actual franchise movie theaters. There's probably less than
there's
10.
Then like there's like in Regal. If you think about it, Regal owns like 5 other companies. Like they own the Warren Theater here. I don't know if you have the Warren Theater there.
No,
our Regal is Warren Theater, and Regal bought all the Warren theaters. So it's like we have another one that is down the street, Tulsa. Everyone says down the street, but it's like it's everywhere. But down the street from me is another one. It used to be called Star World, but it was bought by another company, and they own other companies out east. So it's like they're another bigger company. And what I heard from Regal is actually, I used to work at Warren Theater too. So I worked at Warren when Regal bought Warren, and then Regal was bought out by a company from the UK.
Wow. Oh shit.
So I worked there for only like 2 years, and it was bought. I literally worked under 3 different companies.
Everyone is buying each other up. That's crazy.
They are. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like it's a monopoly, I swear. Everyone just owns everyone. I'm like, damn, dude, we can't have anything. Like Disney owns almost all the companies now.
Or even recently, did you hear that GameStop was trying to buy eBay? I'm like, there's no way. Wasn't GameStop? There's no way. They were like close to going out of business like a few years back.
It should have been the other way around.
Yeah, I was like,
eBay by GameStop.
Like when you read those headlines, you're like, wait a minute, huh? Wait a minute, whoa.
Did they typo?
Whoa.
Like eBay would be more likely to buy GameStop than the other way around.
Because as you know, since you worked in the theater business, since they have to try to charge these prices, what are other ways they can get people to come in and watch the movies? Because and keep in mind, the other narrative, and that's what people have in their minds, is, well, most movies really aren't that good. So you're dealing with the perceived perception of most movies not being good from a lot of people. Then people don't want to pay the concession prices for the stuff because they think it's overpriced. Like the consumer just feels like they're getting diddied at every single point.
I hate like streaming and everything, but like streaming had a great concept with the marketing of that, and AMC is kind of picking that up. Stubs Club. Movies, you can go see unlimited movies every week with the Stubs Club if you pay the high tier. So you can go see a movie for free basically if you go see one movie each day, and then you get discount on your concessions and you build up points and you can save even more money on concessions. And I think that's how they're making their money. These clubs
Oh my god. All the every business now has a points. Gas stations have points. Big box retailers have points.
Dude, that's their loophole though. Like like we said, they don't make money off of the movie.
Yeah.
They're making money off of the club. And I'm like, I mean, they figured it out, I guess, but it's still a dying breed. Like, that's why I'm hardcore on physical media. I love physical media. One of my stories I'm trying to write, I actually sent you the comic book cover that I had AI make. I'm actually writing that comic, by the way.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I'll ever have it published.
That's the thing
it's about that.
Would you ever at any point get it potentially published? Because you know how like comic book artists and writers are. They're like, anyone that uses the AI is just not in my book going to be someone I associate with. Now, to be fair, I will say this. I think people should stop living life. Keep in mind, it does depend on what the occupation is. I want to preference that. But if it's something like, okay, let's just say I want to make a comic book, but I don't have enough money. Because keep in mind, guys, those floppies that DC prints, if you were to make one yourself, because I've had indie creators on before, that thing costs like at minimum like $3,000 to $6,000 to get it made, printed, shipped, all that stuff, right? And then that's not even counting what you make on the book. It's probably nothing you make on the book.
Yeah,
24 pages,
it's
right?
Crazy.
I, on average, as you know, us working, successful, rich white men, making these books costs a lot of money, as you know.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to say this though. I'm not someone that probably would, keep in mind, if I had the money, I would have an artist do it, obviously. But these things cost a lot of money. And if there's a cheaper way of doing it, keep in mind, people say, but you're not going to be liked if you use that. You know what's crazy? There's a lot of people in life that don't like me right now. There's always going to be, this is just a crazy thing for people to grow up. There's always going to be people that don't like you. So if you go into life with that notion, you're going to be pretty sadly disappointed there. I'm just saying, like, if I have no other way of making a comic book that I want or writing a novel, okay, well, writing a lot of novels is different. Because comic book costs different because based off like art and all that stuff. You know,
my wife made a book. She published a book, and it's it costs a decent amount of money, but not as much as a comic would.
Yeah. That's what I tell people. Try putting your ideas in a novel first, and try to make a print on demand thing on like Amazon. That's a way to gouge like if the market wants your ideas. But a comic book, I'll be honest, I would use AI to make my comic book, but the writer and artist won't like you. I don't know. I
think a lot of the artists use AI.
That's a good chance. That's a good possibility that they use AI.
I don't think they use it for everything. I think they use it to help. And one of the biggest ones I think does it, and I love his art, don't get me wrong, DNA. I think he's using AI. Look how many covers he's coming out with every week.
Oh, some of these guys have to be cheating. They have to.
There ain't no way he ain't cheating with that. Yeah, he puts his dates on him like, oh, I made this cover 6 months ago. It's like, bro, I don't care. There is no way you are making that many covers. So I'm like, I think some of these artists are using AI to help, but I don't think they're using it in full. I think they're using it like, hey, help me with this outline, and then they take the outline and they draw over it and everything.
And I've always told people this too. Like when it comes to like big corporations, all that stuff, a lot of these people that say they hate X company, other company, they go to these companies quite a bit to shop, even though they probably know that some of that stuff that they have there was done through very unethical means. Keep in mind, is having your comic book made by AI with the art part of it unethical? Yeah, you know it's also unethical, people? Your phones were potentially made with, let's just say, hypothetically, in Minecraft, allegedly said by a guy named not MSK on YouTube, child slave labor. Let's just say they were. And let's just say the things put in here were done through child slave labor. If you have a moral stance on that, okay, cool. You don't like that. Chuck your phone in the trash. Take your phone, throw that shit in the... Throw that shit in the trash. Your shoes? The shoes you wear from like Adidas and all that cool. I heard you guys were so moral and everything. Chuck your shoes in the garbage too. Oh, wait a minute. Your shirts. Have you guys ever read your label? Tell me where your shirt's made. Your shirt was made in China. Might as well throw that in the trash too. But then people are going to be like, so all my stuff is made through overseas. Yes. So this weird moral high ground a lot of you guys have, it's like you don't. You have selective moral high ground with certain things you like. But just don't be like, well, you know, AI is just the worst thing. Keep in mind, I understand what you're saying. I'm just pointing out an average person, if the average person considers something good, they don't care how the sausage is made. Do you think the mom that goes into Walmart buying like hairspray cares how it was made? No, she just goes in there and buys it, checks it out, and goes home with it. It's just how that works. I'm sorry.
It was only tested on animals, but it's no biggie. It's fine. Who cares? No, for real though. I get it. It's like
good.
No, I get it though. I get it. Like I mean, I used AI to help me with my art on my cover, my comic that I'm writing, because I can't draw worth a damn.
I can't draw worth
but
a shit.
I have ideas. I have really cool ideas.
Yeah,
and I mean,
have you tried interacting with artists? Have people tried interacting with artists?
I do have a local artist here that I went to school with, and he's actually making some headway in the comic world right now.
Okay.
And so it's like I could talk to him, but him and I don't see eye to eye on things. If that makes sense.
We're gonna have like a Grant Morrison, Mark Miller situation. Good Lord.
It's we went to school together and we veered off on our two different opinions on a lot of things. But if it comes to comics, him and I are really cool. But like he is really into drawing like girl covers, girl art, girl this. And I'm like, I get it, bro. I do that sells, and the local comic shop that I work at every now and then, I get it. I know what goes on. I know what sells in that store. So I was like, I get what sells. I do. But I don't want big boobs on my covers. I don't want naked girls in my books. I don't want that sex stuff in mine. I'm like, I want everyone to be able to read it. This ain't Avatar releasing over here or Boundless or.
That's what you're saying. You want like a for all ages kind of.
Oh no, I want teenager, of course. Teen. It's gonna be teen. My shit. They cuss in it, but they don't drop an F-bomb every 2 panels.
Yeah.
But it's like when he cusses, like one of the things he's like, go clean up that damn mess. Like he's getting mad at one of the characters. Like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like that's how he cusses. So I'm like I said, I grew up in 90s Image. That's how the Image books were wrote.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy how people keep referencing like the 90s and Image and everything while taking none of the concepts away. From what I gather when I look at that period, like you looked at through like documentaries and people's own testimonies through that time period, they liked it because it was unapologetically what it was. But now a lot of people go, well, I can't do these kind of concepts. It's like, well, that isn't that the point of making a comic book? Isn't that the point of like having this stuff being like an imaginary? You get to explore all your ideas. It's just, but if you're limiting yourself in your own fantasy and imagination, then what are you even doing? That means you're living your real life. I don't want to relive. I don't want to live my real life in a comic book. No, fuck that.
The issues with it is like everyone wants to like walk on eggshells with their writings and their art now, and they don't want to hurt anyone's opinion, like feelings. And I'm like, dude, just do your own writing. So what?
Yeah, and if you find an audience that likes it, or if you somehow do like a funding, like an Indiegogo, Kickstarter, Kickstarter's the biggest one. If you want to do a comic book and you can do it, like let's say you're the artist, so you're not even paying that much money. Imagine being the artist on a crowdfunding comic book. That eats up most of the cost right there. You're the writer, literacy, you're everything. I would say to anybody, if you want to be any type of level that you see your favorite writers and artists as, you're going to have to put your ideas out there. And if people like them, they'll buy your stuff. And if they don't like them, well, that's kind of how that goes. Or keep in mind, like we said this earlier, wrong place, wrong time. You could have the best idea in the world, the best anything. You drop it at the wrong time, people might not respond to it. But this notion that you said, I hate that one where it's like, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if people are going to like it. No one's going to like 100% of what you do on anything. Why even live life?
Who cares? It's like, just do your thing. And if somebody's got an opinion about it, so what? We all have them. And like,
or you read it, you read about them, you hear about the opinions, and you go, okay, take what's good, throw away what's ever bad. You don't even have to just throw away criticism. You just go, this works and this doesn't work. I'm good. That's it.
Because of how everyone is in the world, I was worried about Absolute Martian Manhunter. I'm like, dude, the series is almost over. And the guy who's writing it had his remarks online. I mean, you heard about that, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And everyone's like, I'm like, dude, who cares? That's his opinion. Let him have his opinion. People say stupid shit online. We all say stupid shit. Go back to my social media. I've said stupid shit online.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to comic book artists or writers, or any of them that involves like anything super political, I always kind of do it in my brain like this. It is just a separation of art and artist.
Yes. I'm like, damn, are they really going to try to cancel this guy? He has 2 issues left with this book.
Like I think of Jeff Lemire, who's writing Absolute Flash, and I did like the 3 issues of that I read and reviewed on here with Labs. He had said something like, fucking something so cringe, like comic book artists against fascism. Something so cringe, right? It's like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? But I was like, hey, I like reading Absolute Flash. I'm not gonna not stop reading your book because you did that. I think you'll have to separate these things. Like, and it's not just comic books. It's like in anything. Like a lot of the music.
Go back to Star Wars. Mark Hamill. That guy is very outspoken online.
Yeah. Or let's use music. Music industry has been known to have some yetophiles, some grapists, and a lot of different people. But you guys seem to listen to music pretty fine like that. Michael Jackson, and I don't believe he did any of that stuff. He was a little weird, right? Michael Jackson.
I don't think Michael Jackson did anything.
I don't believe it either, right? But it's one of those
I think he was a kid at heart. Like,
yeah, and look at his childhood, how his dad treated him.
So I'm like, I think that's all his was.
Yeah, and people go, well, could I listen to Michael Jackson music? This is the thing. You go, okay, it's very easy it's a simple concept everyone has. I like this person's work. Maybe I don't agree with them politically as a person. Guys, what's crazy? That's fine. That's a completely fine stance to have because regular people do that. I imagine whenever you want to read and review I don't know, you said a DC's Finest or a Cloud9, imagine we're not going to agree on everything about how a characterization went. No. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's okay.
It's like, what was it? On music. There's only one band I will never listen to again because of something the lead singer did. And the band will actually tell you not to listen to them either because they went and created their own band. It was, who is it? Lost Prophets.
There's one in movies. You know this one. The guy who did Jeepers Creepers.
Oh yeah.
Victor Salnova, his name? Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna sound messed up, but the movie of the kid that he did a lot of stuff to the kid.
Yeah.
I want to find that movie. I want to find it just to find it on physical media because it's hard to find now. That movie is.
They probably burned all the copies actually.
Dude. It's out there. You can find it on eBay. People are selling it.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculously priced. I'm like, man, I just want to have it and be like, I have it. It sounds bad, but it's like physical media. I want to have it all. Like I want to have everything.
Yeah, it's another thing. People will tell you they like Jeepers Creepers. They'll say they absolutely despise the person who made it. Well, yeah.
Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 are on my list of films, and when people see that on my list, they're like, why? I'm like, they're good movies.
Yeah,
I'm like yeah, he was a scumbag, but they're good movies.
Yeah, it's like, hey, or I told you this, you could have the other side of the aisle of the opinion. If you think what they did is truly bad, where you want to burn all the things you own about them, keep in mind, it's great. Another crazy guy, you can do that too. You can be like, hey, you can draw the line at wherever you want to draw the line at. It is perfectly fine, But if someone else doesn't do that, that's not bad either because that's like a difference of opinion, Like, some people went, hey, I'm not going to go watch Aquaman 2 because Amber Heard was in it and I don't like what she did with Johnny Depp. Okay, fair enough. But then the people involved with the movie suffer because of that. They didn't do anything. The costume designer, the guy that's directing the sets and everything, the line work guy, they didn't do anything to cause that movie to tank. They didn't do. That's not their fault.
The Flash movies. Look at him, Ezra Miller. Everyone hates him.
Yeah,
I still watch it. I also don't think he was a good Flash, but that's neither here nor there.
He's considered a good Flash, then I don't know what is considered good anymore.
But no, it's like I still watched him. And he's in a movie that I absolutely love. We need to talk about Kevin. That is a freaking phenomenal movie.
Well, wasn't he in Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a good movie. That's a good movie. So he was in good movies, but it's like he's a terrible person. But I'm still gonna watch his movies. Or wait, I can't say he anymore. No, I don't think he's a he.
They're all the same.
He changed. Like I don't know. I think he's a they.
Good.
It's like every other week something's different with him.
Yeah. No, or it's even Harry Potter goes into that stuff too. It's like they're like, well, she has some controversial views. Can I like Harry Potter? You know what's crazy, people? You yourself can like whatever you want to like and not have to vocalize that to someone. What is this thing with kids these days where they have to tell you every single thought they have? No, you need to keep. First, this is what people need to do. I thoroughly advocate for this, not just social media too. Keep some things to yourself. I do not need to know your intricate thoughts on everything.
I mean, I live in Oklahoma. Think about that.
Oklahoma. Oh, I know.
What color is this state?
Primarily,
like if you think
blue.
Politically. Oh no, we're red.
To be fair, it's been a little 50-50 sometimes, but I agree.
Oh, dude, this last year we were completely red. But
yeah,
no, like.
Unless you're a Thunder fan. If you're a Thunder fan, oh God, I would have to throw myself out a window. No.
But no, like, so we lean that way in Oklahoma. I don't. I'm like, middle. I'm like, I don't care. But there's a lot of people out here.
You're not really politically super into that kind of space.
No, so it's like I don't care. But there's a lot of people here who have the flag, and everyone hates that flag. You know what flag I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you see that a lot around here.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I had a neighbor across the street who had that in his garage,
Good
but
Lord.
he wasn't flying that on his house.
Yeah. And I think,
so it's like that's keeping it in his area. Like if he had it on his house, I'd be like, bro. It's like when I take my son to school, there's a woman
pride flag.
She has that, but she has all these other ones, and they're like, she has a fuck Trump flag, and I'm just like, you're by an elementary school. Come on. I'm like, I don't care about your opinion. I see what you're
saying. Like if you're
like
gonna be
stuff like that.
Well, yeah, like that's the thing. There, as a person in the public sphere, so like let's say a bus driver, a public teacher, like you said, there's even though it's freedom of expression, a lot of people don't understand this. There's an amendment that protects businesses. People love the free speech one. They love the shooting one. They love the one with the 19th, which is a woman can vote. People forget there's a amendment that protects businesses, right? To be fair, as an employer, if I don't like the fuck stuff you're saying, I actually can get rid of you. Now, there's differences between like another things too, but like if you're a public teacher like that, and she has like a fuck Trump, and it's like, come on, man, really?
It's
These are kids.
And like my son goes to elementary school. All the teachers wear pride, and I'm like, I don't care. You guys do you, be whatever. You do your thing. Just don't. I wear military shirts sometimes because my dad was in the military. So I wear like grunt style clothing. And I'm like, I would not wear my grunt style clothing in my son's school if I was the teacher. Because that advertises like Second Amendment rights and stuff, you know. And
right.
I don't think that should be in a school. I also don't think like the pride shirt should be in an elementary. I don't think any of that. So I'm weird like that.
And to be fair, that's a fairly fine position in my opinion to have, because keep in mind, as a kid, no offense to people, I people know me, I don't care about offending anybody, honestly. I hate every race gets my bullshit trash talk. It's like kids don't care about that stuff.
No, they don't.
And what are you? Because keep in mind, it's like virtue signaling. What are you? Back in the day, we used to have the word called fronting. What are you fronting? Showing you have a pride flag in your classroom and you have a fuck Trump sticker. Like, what are you? These are
I'm like
5-year-old, these are 6-year-old kids.
It's like you can have your opinion outside of the school. Just don't do it in the school. Like, let these kids be kids. Kids aren't kids for long. Let them just be a kid. There's a lot of shit in the world that happens to these kids. It's like, let them just live life and be kids.
Yeah. If someone's like, if they're privately in their own home and they're like, man, I think Trump is basically the Antichrist, whatever, who cares? Right. But in a public school setting, it's like, come on. Like, that's because that already starts people going like, ooh, I don't, because parents, you're a parent, you know how that is. You're like, man, is this person a psychopath? Because no offense, people that hate Trump, some of you guys are legitimate psychopaths. I wouldn't be around you personally ever. Honestly, I would never do that. But people are legitimately crazy, right?
It's like, okay, you have them, the far left, and then you have the MAGAs. They both are crazy in their own ways. Yeah, and it's like they just don't understand that both are. I don't know how to word it.
Because with the right, you have people like, well, the right all like it. That's not true. Just Tucker Carlson shit proves it. Right? Recently, Tucker has a different opinion compared to most of the right. They're like, well, he's now a leftist. No, yes, Tucker Carlson, the known leftist. Tucker Carlson, the known leftist. That's crazy.
Called leftist because the Hodge twins. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Hodge twins.
I know. I know them. Yeah,
they got called leftist because they didn't agree with the Trump thing.
Oh, and one of the social media managers on Facebook said something that was. It's like, but keep in mind, they fired that person. They're like, we fired that guy because he didn't have our. Keep in mind, as a business, you can do that. You can fire people that don't absolve the views that you want them to have, which is fine.
So
they fired that guy.
Like with comics, it's like, just let these things, they have warnings on them. If there's going to be anything offensive in them, they have warnings nowadays. I was laughing at my event Crisis on Infinite Earths, that one.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
I was laughing because on the inside front panel, it says, the views and concepts in this book have changed over the years, and we don't mean to offend anyone. I'm like, what the hell happened in this book? Oh, you're talking about the Earth X. You know Earth X, right?
Wait, I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. Because
let's say
also
Germany won. Germany won.
Oh, not even saying. Yeah. Or do you remember John Byrne's Man of Steel run where there's like a depiction of a Kryptonian making out with like a 16-year-old girl, and like on the description of it, it'll be like the views of this creator. It's like
those warnings crack me up, but I'm like, they're there for a reason. If you don't want to read this book, it's there. So if an artist or a writer has a different view, it will have a fucking warning for you. Like, hey, this might offend you. So that's why I'm like, I think these artists and writers and everyone should just do what they want. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm a huge Image fan, because they're not really controlled by that. Image just lets you do your own stories.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. DC though, they're like, no, you can't have an opinion.
yeah. I'm actually glad. Looking back on it now, and I know people have their issues with early Image and all the creators about that to a certain extent. For me personally, despite all the history and ups and downs of Image, I'm glad Image Comics exists. Could you imagine a world where it didn't exist? I love that it exists.
We wouldn't have Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's true.
No, Walking Dead would not be here.
Yeah,
and I'm like, sorry.
Also Invincible.
There's J. Scott Campbell. I don't think J. Scott Campbell would be as well known if it wasn't for Image.
I'm pretty sure Brian Michael Bendis also came up through Image. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's like there's so many of these guys that are really popular now. Image was their stepping stone into comics. It's like if we didn't have Image, we wouldn't have a lot of great artists and writers.
Oh, on your side, everything sounds. You have a random noise that'll come up. What is that?
It's something I'm trying to fix.
Oh, you're good.
It's my stupid. It's the power supply I use. It's a surge protector one.
Oh no, you're good. It just sounded like you were on a hospital bed. Went beep. I was like, good Lord.
I hate this thing. I don't know how to fix it. I've been trying to look into it to figure out why it beeps on me. But
just in your mind, you know it's coming at some point. Beep.
Yeah, I've learned to tune it out now.
So now you're the black guy with the smoke detector. Oh my god.
Yes, exactly. I've taken all the batteries out of my smoke detectors in this house.
God, man.
But no, for real, it is annoying. I get it. It is annoying, and I want to fix it. I do. But also, you know my weather here. I don't want my computers to get hit by lightning. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got that thing for free.
Just doing a show, and then you just turn it into Flash. You're just dousing chemicals, and next thing you just fucking in a hospital, you just fucking season out. Next day you wake up, you just a speedster. No, guys, if you hit by lightning, you die. Not like the Flash where he came back. You get hit by lightning.
The weather here is so
dead.
Nuts. Like Oklahoma weather just is crazy. I hate it.
Oh gosh,
I'm trying. I want to move so bad.
Speaking of Image Comics, today you know who Sean Gordon Murphy is?
Sounds familiar.
He's the guy who did the Batman the White Knight stuff recently.
Okay. Yeah.
He also is going to be doing another his own comic series in Image called Last Driver. They talked about it today and this because they announced it on Image here on their on the Twitter. Sean Gordon Murphy shifts gears from Gotham to creator-owned storytelling with The Last Driver, a post-apocalyptic racing saga built on high-octane action and cinematic world building. In a Hollywood Reporter feature, Murphy explores launching new original IP. Sign me up. I'll buy issue one.
It kind of looks anime-ish to me, so I'll read it.
Yeah. And I like that Image exists now because, like, you had all these brand new series starting at Image recently, where like the new number ones all came out. I don't know if you heard of Dork. There was a
yeah. I sold my Dork number one.
I remember. Yeah, you told me. Yeah, Dork number one got sold. How much did someone pay for that?
I ended up selling mine for $89.
Oh, that's awesome. Good.
And with my discount at my LCS, I only paid $250 for it. So look at that profit I made. Like, he was telling me to sell it because, like I said, I work there every night. I haven't worked there in a few weeks because I've been working more with VCI.
Yeah.
So I haven't worked there in a couple weeks. But when the whole like Dork was getting hot, he's like, sell it. He's like, I will get you the second print. I will get it for you. Sell your copy. Because he only ordered 2 copies a door because he's like, I don't know if this will sell.
Yeah, that's the thing that a lot of people don't get when it comes to comic book shops. Most of them don't even know how a comic book shop runs. They're like, well, if they knew that series was going to sell out at their shop, why didn't they order more? You don't know if this stuff's going to sell. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand this, though. You don't know what's going to sell. And keep in mind, they've had... Good Lord.
Because remember, I have an account.
That's true. Yeah.
I didn't know that would sell. But, I mean, you get the free comic book day books in a bundle of 25. I didn't know that was going to be hot.
Like, you don't, like, some of the stuff you don't know. And now, since, the narrative is like, well, Marvel and DC comics really aren't that good outside of, like, insert X thing here. What's going to be the next company people start looking for things to go and, start reading comic book series for? It's Image, right? There's this one series called Viking. Remember that one series called Viking Moon?
Yes.
Yeah. Issue 3 just came out. Dude, I don't even know where. I don't know if I even picked up. Did I grab issue 2 or 3? I grabbed issue 1, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I grabbed issue 2.
I've read issue 1. I haven't read issue 2 yet. I that's one of those ones before I actually got my account with Lunar. I kept telling my LCS, I'm like, put me down on the pull list for this. And he kept forgetting to put me down on the pull list. I'm like, bro, I want this series. I like this series.
I was saying,
so I don't even know if I'm still pulling it.
Issue 3 just came out like a few weeks ago. There's been a massive gap between. I don't know what's going on with the creator. Hopefully he's okay, because that's also crazy too. It might be just Image too.
That's the thing. Image does do that though. They've done that from day one. Books take forever getting out. It's always been that way. That's why I appreciate when they do it, like what they do with Battle Beast. They took a hiatus.
Yeah, because I remember Battle Beast were dropping blind bags. Oh god, the fucking blind bags. Jesus Christ,
dude! I bought like 4 or 5 of them. Ugh. I got suckered into those, and I got suckered into the damn monster blind bags.
Wasn't there a new #1 for a series called Corpse Night that just came out? I know I put that on my pull list. I know I did.
What? Corpse what?
It was called Corpse Night. Yeah. There's been so many. There's like Nectar. Nectar sounded fucking really cool. It was like this swarm of killer butterflies going around, 4-issue limited series. That one sounded really cool.
That one was selling hot for some reason. Nectar was like, it just went crazy.
Did I buy it? Yeah, I bought it on my previous pull. I think it was my previous pull list. Jesus, because I told
Nectar went crazy. Yeah,
I know I bought Nectar. That was an awesome premise. Like, some of these Image guys are really cooking with some of the premises. It's like, hey, if you're an upcoming guy, try to see if you can get an Image. Also, but I want to be a Marvel or DC. Well, congrats, not owning whatever you're gonna own. Yeah,
and it's like there's another company that's out now. I don't know if you've read any of their books. I'm really more into indie than anything. Ignition Press. Have you ever read any of their stuff?
Yeah, so I've heard of
their books are good.
There's Vault, Ignition Press. Mad Cave is probably indie, most likely. Yeah,
Mad Cave's indie. They Mad Cave has some good stuff though.
I've bought Gotcha. Is it Gacha Man from them? I bought a trade of it before. And all these
has good stuff.
I know, because there's a lot of these smaller comic book publishers publishing a lot of these new series. I'll tell you guys here, if Marvel and DC are not giving you what you want in the comic world, try Image, try Dynamite, try Dark Horse, try Ignition Press. There's Kodansha if you want like a manga sort of thing to go with your stuff. There's Titan
does good.
Too. Yeah, there's
Titan's actually really good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff actually. So just saying,
Titan's actually doing. They got the okay basically from Marvel. I mean, they paid the money, but they're releasing all the old Conan stuff in like compendium size. I think they're calling them omnibuses though, or something. They're releasing all the old Conan where you can read it now again, since they couldn't re-release the epics.
Yeah.
So we're getting those again from Titan. I'm like, dude, you can literally go back and read old Conan now if you really want to.
I'll also say this, hey, there's no better time to get into comic books than right now. That's what I would say. There's so many options. So many series starting up like that. There was that series I was talking about with Dingistan. There's one about dudes with telepathic poker abilities swindling people. Yeah. That sounds cool as fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, and then you can even go deeper in the indie side of things. There's companies like I always forget their name, but it's like I want to say Alternative Press, but that's a music magazine. But it was like
Antarctic
AP or
Press.
something. That is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they have some really interesting indie books. They did a Winnie the Pooh one. I'm like, so they've done some interesting stuff. There's all these companies out there. And you can find some Ahoy. I don't know if Ahoy still does stuff, but they were doing weird stuff.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind with some of these comic book companies, keep in mind the only way to keep these other kind of creator-owned stories around is if you go and get them, because like people will say, well, I don't want everything to be like Batman or Superman or Spider-Man, but then they don't buy anything else besides stuff from Marvel and DC. It's like, well. Yeah, because it's weird, because people will say, it's like when people say, well, I don't go to the movies anymore because there's no different movies coming out. It's like there's always different movies coming out. It's like they're just kind of saying that. It's just like they're just saying it to front.
I think part of that, though, on the movie side, and it's with comics too, what advertisements do you see more of? The big names, the big companies.
Yeah, like Disney.
So
Warner
you
Brothers,
always see that.
Yeah.
You always see that. So, but if you actually look at what's playing in theater, look at Markiplier's movie. How well that did. It wasn't getting the market. Like, they weren't advertising that. That movie did amazing because of what it was.
I saw a trailer for that when I went and watched some of the newer movies that we reviewed here on the channel, and it looked pretty good. I don't know how the quality of it is. I haven't checked the movie out, but I remember I saw a trailer for it, and I was like really proud of the guy for getting his stuff out there. It's like you gotta just.
I would love to get my stuff out on film, but I don't have the money.
Good Lord. Also, you might have to go through a Harvey Weinstein situation to get there. Holy shit.
I wrote a book movie because I used to try to write books in high school, but I had a teacher tell me, he's like, you write a lot of dialogue. You should write movies. So I turned my story into a movie, but then Saw came out. And I was like, well, Saw 2 came out. And I was like, well, that was one of my kills. So I had to rewrite my stuff. And then because it takes forever, Saw 3 came out and they had another one of my kills. I was like, damn it, Saw, quit having my damn kills. I'm trying to come up with original kills in my damn story. So they would always do that to me. So I've always wanted to write horror. I have a horror trilogy I'm trying to write. And it's one of the movies is very controversial. Let's just say.
I would imagine for for a good amount of the stuff you get for comic books now, it's mostly like horror-esque related.
Ish. I mean, I Hate Fairyland. That's one of my favorite ones. So that's not really horror.
Oh God.
I love
genre, but your preferred genre is horror. Because you mentioned Scream earlier. Did you watch Scream 7?
Yeah.
Oh, but keep in mind, Scream is because I think you want to do physical media. It's not out on physical media yet. I don't think.
No,
so.
It's not. I do have it pre-ordered, and it's the.
Okay, did you like the previous Scream movie? Before that one, Scream 6?
That's on my whole thing with freaking Hollywood, just not letting people have opinions. I liked Scream 5 and 6. It had a good concept.
I liked 6. I did. I thought 6 was actually pretty good.
It was gory as fuck, and I loved it. I was like, this is so cool. They finally went back to the gore. But I liked
the horrors. See?
Yeah. I liked 5. 5 was good. But I also like the actor that was in it.
Oh, Mosa Barrera? Yeah.
No, the guy. And The Boys.
Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ!
I forgot his name.
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
Me too.
His dad is an actor too. Did you know that?
I did not know that actually.
If you think about his last name will come to me eventually.
Oh,
for years I didn't know.
Did you see Sam Raimi's newest movie called Send Help?
I have seen. I've heard of it. I want to see it.
I think you'll like it. It's very good. I actually enjoy it. It's one of the few horror movies I watched this year. I actually really enjoyed it. Raimi went all out. He couldn't do it on Doctor Strange 2 because Marvel in there bullshit.
Yeah. So it's like I like his stuff.
What's her name? The lady who plays Doctor Strange's love interest. She's the main character in it. You could tell they met on Doctor Strange 2. Hey, wait a minute. Doctor Strange's girlfriend's in this movie, Sam, that you also conveniently randomly direct. Interesting. Wonder who gave her the job.
Thing going on. It's like, do we got a Tim Burton thing going on?
With, that Tim Burton movie where he had the vampires and they're like rolling around and fucking. Like what? I was like, what? Crazy movie.
Dude. Some of these, but no. When it comes to comics, I like I actually I am one of the people who really enjoyed DC KO.
I thought DC KO had a pretty good reception around it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
I enjoyed KO. I mean, I predicted the ending. Like a nerd.
Freaking nerds. Why you do that stuff, man?
I was literally joking at the LCS. I was like, oh, you're going to think he's going to win, but it's going to turn out to be him. And they came back to me like, what'd you do? Read this before everyone else? So I was like, I was joking. I didn't know that was actually going to happen.
Well, he has a Lunar account where he already got the book already.
I didn't have my Lunar account when KO was coming out.
Oh, God.
No, I was just like, I was joking. That's why my wife doesn't like going to the movies with me sometimes, because I can just like predict the ending of a movie right away.
Oh, yeah. Like, when you watch Scream 7, you're going to know who did it. It's because it's so simple.
Yeah. Scream 7 was so bad. I've seen it. Don't get me wrong. I've seen it. If you you know how I've seen it.
I'll ask you this since you've seen it. Is it worse? Is it as bad as 3? I think 3 and 7 are interchangeable on some days. I think on any given day, you could think one is worse than the other.
I think 7's worse than 3.
And yeah, because 7 just feels like it has no soul. Yeah, I feel like 7 has no soul. Scream 3 is just bad because it's just not good. You know?
Scream 3 would have been good, in my opinion, if it wasn't changed a million times because of the events that happened in that time.
Yeah.
Have you seen the TV show The Following?
Why does it so familiar? I know I've heard of that. I don't know I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's the concept of The Following, from what I've heard, was his original idea for Scream 3. A cult. That's why everyone's been so big on the cult.
The cult of stews.
Yes, everyone is so big on the cult.
Oh, I've seen The Following. I used to watch this.
So that was the original idea.
That first season is a fucking banger. I never saw the second season. I heard that. I know what I seen the first season. I know it. Oh, that show is so good, man.
So think about that. If that was Scream, would you have liked Scream 3 a lot more?
You know what?
If that was the concept.
I prefer if Nev Campbell sat on my face. But we all can't get what we want in our life, John. Come on.
I've been wanting them to kill her for like the last
3
movies.
I need my MILF around. Don't you guys leave my MILF.
So I look into things and I see contracts and stuff because I've wanted to be a part of movies my whole life. So I looked into it. She's got it wrote where she can't be killed.
But a smart girl. She probably had that.
I'm like,
but keep in mind, she probably had that staged years ago.
Yeah, but I'm just like, bro, kill her. But I mean, I on my YouTube channel, I have I wanted to make the video for 7. My theory and how I want it to be done, like that. I did that for 6, and all in all, I still want my original idea out there. I might make a fan fiction of it one day, but I love my idea, and Stu is alive in my idea.
It could be.
Okay, so they kind of, even if Stu wasn't alive and they could have done the cult of Stu, they kind of hinted that in 5 and 6. I am sorry, but they did. Hardcore. Think about it. The chat rooms and everything. All the people came together. That's basically a cult. So they did update that. Like, they were like, hey, here's this idea. And then, in 6, the first opening kill, that guy was a psychopath who wanted to be a Ghostface killer. So, I'm just like, you guys hinted that idea that this was going to happen, and then we got.
Because I was like, wait a minute, if Billy could have a daughter that's Samantha, why couldn't Stu, given how crazy, wacky, he definitely got girls, maybe in some deleted scenes in the original Scream. Why couldn't he just randomly have like an offspring? Even
if he didn't have an offspring. So in 5, what's his face? Kyle Gardner, or what? I can't remember say his last name. He was Stu's nephew.
Yeah.
So the fan theory before 7 came out, the blonde girl that's in there, the older woman, everyone thought she was going to be Stu's sister.
Makes sense.
And
that's not a bad theory, yeah.
It's like, why the fuck didn't you just have her be Stu's sister? It would have made so much more sense in the whole story. And everyone's like, well, if she was Stu's sister, Sydney would have known. There's a thing called plastic surgery. There's a thing called aging.
Actually, yeah. In Scream 2, the revealed killer said she had plastic surgery. So she didn't know
she noticed who it was finally. She was like, hey, what?
Yeah.
But it's like if they would have gone in that route in Scream 7 at all, I think it would have been a little bit better and the ending would have been made a little bit more sense. Even if it wasn't Stu. If Stu wasn't there, the ending would have made more sense.
For me, I would just prefer if a Ghostface killer isn't just a Ghostface killer for just vibes. It felt like the final one of the guy who was with her was just there for vibes. You know, like kids be saying they go off vibes. Man was just a Ghostface killer for the love of the game. Okay, all right.
Hey, they did one cool thing in Scream 7, and you know how there were 3.
Yeah.
Think about the first one. That was never done in any other Scream movies. I'm like,
true.
Fucking did something.
Scream 3, still the only one with one killer. Still to this day, the only one of the franchise with a single killer.
Right? I have the collector's edition box set, the DVD, and in it lists the characters and if they were a killer or not. And there's a second killer marked. Did you know that?
I did not know that, actually. No.
There was supposed to be a second killer. With deleted scenes, you could see it too. The girl in the Hollywood studio, when she was walking through there, the blonde bimbo girl.
Yeah.
There was because Ghostface was recording with a handheld doing a scene, and he was like in one spot, and then she was killed in another spot too when there was another Ghostface. So there were 2 Ghostface right there, and they left a scene in there where it revealed one of the Ghostfaces.
God damn it.
The bathroom scene. Where Sydney walked in and seen the girl with the mask.
Yeah. That's why I love
She was supposed to be this. She was supposed to be the second Ghostface. That girl was.
Very, very fun franchise. And even though Scream 3 and 7 have their big problems, I do believe they're still fun. Even though Scream 7 felt a little soulless, it has fun elements still to it. They have this thing where even if they're not good, they're really fun. Like, you don't want to turn the screen off. You're like, I kind of want to know what's going to be happening to these people, you know? But
Scream 7 was way too predictable. It was.
Yeah. I also felt like the treatment of Gale Weathers really pissed me off too. Like, she's just gone. She just left like my dad. So now Gale is a black guy. Really? Fuck.
Hey, if you ever watch a video for Scream 6, I want Gale to be a killer. I've wanted Gale to be a killer since
eventually 5. It could happen eventually.
My god! It would have made sense after 5. Think about it. All the bullshit that's happened to her all this time. And then she finally loses Dewey.
All right. So last few things I'll ask you before we head out, because I know you have the kids you got to get to. So
yeah, they're probably asleep.
Oh, God. So first thing is, do you have anything planned coming up you would like to let the audience know about?
What? Huh?
Ooh, what? Oh, sorry. Do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
My YouTube channel. I do have videos that I'm going to try to start posting more, and I'm going to try to actually start posting more me just talking and bullshitting.
Isn't that most YouTube people just talking and bullshitting?
Yeah. So like I just need to get them out more. I do unboxing videos all the time. Like I did my lunar unboxing videos, so I do those. It'd be cool to get people on there, and I do have my whatnot streams every weekend. Just look me up, the Home Media Cave. I'm out there.
Awesome.
I also have a webpage. It's like I have a webpage, www.thehomemediacave.com.
Last thing I'll ask you is, do you have any shout outs you want to give to anyone in particular, and anything else you want to say before we head out?
I mean, no one right now, but I will. I'll have some people out there that I want to shout out. I mean, if anyone likes movies, check out the VCI stuff. They're pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
And we should be doing collected edition reviews at some point coming up. I have to see what my schedule looks like, because my schedule's been up and down. They tried to call me into work today. I was like, no, I already have things I have planned. I already made these commitments for today. And come on, I work tomorrow anyway, so it's fine. I literally work tomorrow. So I was like, hey, I already worked enough this week. I am taking my Friday off. And keep on, I told him, if you want me to work, you should put me on. That's crazy, right? You want someone to be there that day? Well, you put me on the schedule. That's how that works, though. So, Yeah, it was great talking to Whole Media Cave for the first time. Hopefully in the future we'll be doing some collected edition reviews. We're trying to settle on which one to do. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow first, since that movie is coming out very soon. Well, to be fair, when they say movies are based off comic books, I want you guys to truly understand this though. That shit is like loosely. They're using like the name of the character and maybe a concept from the book. That shit ain't based off no comic book.
I mean, they've added a character that's not even in the book.
Oh,
just because it's Lobo. Come on.
Yeah. But Lobo was originally supposed to be. Nope. My wife was originally supposed to be, alive and real. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.